All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome out to Speed Racing Network, where we present week number 1, the Windy City 200 here at Chicagoland Speedway. My name is Sean Griffith. I am here with Byron McDonald. Byron, man, I've been pumped up about this. How about yourself?
Yes, sir. It's finally here, man. Week 1. We're here for the Windy City 200 from Chicagoland Speedway. 135 laps tonight. No fast repairs for the Cup cars. And, man, I'm just really excited to get the season underway.
Man, there's been a lot of talk out there in the chat. There's been a lot of bragging. There's been a lot of anticipation. There's been a lot of everything out there. And so now we finally get the cars out there on the track to figure out who is really the best.
Yeah, we've had some a little bit of rivalries pop up here in the preseason, going back and forth, winning races. And it's been fun, but now these guys are getting down to business and it's points paying time. So we're chasing that championship, and that all begins tonight.
And we do have a bunch of stuff going for the championship, but let's talk about the series itself right now. So we do have 3 different series. We have the Truck Series, the Xfinity Series, and this one, which is the Cup Series. And, drivers can progress through this stuff, but here in the Cup Series, you're looking at $15 a week, and you're looking at $1,000 first place.
Yeah, it's the cream of the crop. 2,000 to 4,000 iRating. Those are your guys that are pretty much fast every week. So, it's going to be great to see these guys, who comes out on top, and just, where it comes down to is just going to be what track. And tonight it's going to be a good race.
Definitely will be, and we do have fixed setups tonight. We're doing this for 20 weeks, and so there will be a playoff towards the end, of course. I believe it's a 7-week playoff, so 13 regular season and then 7 playoff races. We do have no fast repairs, so they really have to mind their P's and Q's out there on the track. Otherwise, their car not only will be the only one that's damaged, but the other people as well. And if you damage somebody else's car in here, even if it's by accident, they're not happy about it.
Oh, yeah. Everybody wants to avoid that wreck, and that's going to be key tonight, With the no fast repair, these guys are going to be getting used to that. It was not like that last year. So, coming in, knowing that you don't have that car in your back pocket, strategy is going to play well. Do you stay in the back and try to avoid that wreck, or do you want to be out front leading this race?
Yeah, I've heard differing strategies from different teams. Of course, not going to name them right now because there are some drivers that actually watch us live, so we don't really want to give away the strategy. But I have heard 3 or 4 drivers say we're going to hang all the way back in the back and just kind of win the battle of attrition.
Yeah, and that's going to be key tonight. These guys are antsy. We've been doing our preseason, and like I said, it was all fun, but the gloves are off tonight, and guys are going to want to get to the front and try to prove themselves that, they're here for the rest of the season. But really, ultimately, it comes down to who's going to be there at the end and who's crossing that start-finish line first.
Yeah, and we'll talk about the teams in a little while because we'll introduce each one of them to all of our audience out there. But there is a team championship involved, so we'll talk about the money involved. But so you can have 5 people on a team, and that is worth its weight in gold itself.
Oh, yeah, the team aspect, I'm a part of Red Racing in the Truck Series, but, even just getting information from those guys on what to do and giving pointers. So definitely the team aspect is great because, there are guys that have strengths and weaknesses. So that's what you're trying to do is plug those holes and, have the best team there at the end and compete for that team championship.
Well, let's take a look and see what they're racing for because we do have money on the line, not just tonight, but for the entire season. But as far as tonight's payout, take a look.
Yeah, you got first place getting $75 tonight. Second place coming away with $45. Third with $30. Fourth with $20. And then fifth through seventh gets $15. So a lot on the line for these guys tonight, not just points. And, I love this aspect of it because it entices those guys, when we do get down to later in the part of the season that, are outside of that playoff bubble. It gives them something to come here and, kind of flex, kind of show their muscle a little bit and come away with some cash.
Yeah, definitely. And, I mean, yes, $15 can be, a little excessive sometimes as far as the entry fee is concerned. But I'm telling you, these drivers think that they're the best of the best. And so we haven't heard a single one of them say, you know what, I don't want to put up that type of money because they see what the grand prize is. They see what they could earn for the season. Let's take a look at that with our Griffith CPA firm season payouts.
Yeah, and every driver is chasing that $1,000 that is on the line, going to our season champion. Second place will come away with 600, third 350, fourth 225, and fifth will be $150. So even just finishing and getting to that last race, you're going to come away with something. So, but everybody's going to be chasing that 1,000, man. That's a lot of money on the line, and it's going to come down to that last race.
Yeah, even the team championship itself. I mean, if you have 5 drivers, $300. I mean, that's $60 each. I mean, that pays for 4 of your races. So that pays for a fifth of the season just by being the best team out there. You don't even have to win a race to get that.
Absolutely, and that's why I love the team I'm on right now. We got a bunch of consistent guys, and we work with each other. We all like I said earlier, we all have weaknesses, so we get in that team aspect mode where we're coming up on a race, we'll hop in the lobby together and just work on stuff together. So it definitely going to pay off in the end, and those teams that really want that, they're definitely going to show themselves tonight.
Yeah, and there's another prize out there. The cleanest driver will get a free butt kicker, courtesy of Butt Kicker Company. So feel what you've been missing with the butt kicker, and I got to tell you, I love mine.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I got one myself, and man, this is an award that I hold myself, high on this because I pride myself on trying to be that clean driver as well. I grew up watching Mark Martin, how he drove, and there's so many Dale Earnhardts on iRacing that I just pride myself on being clean. So hats off to our driver that can chase this, and thanks for Butt Kicker coming on and sponsoring this Clean Driver Award.
Yeah, and if you want a butt kicker before this award even gets awarded, go to the Butt Kicker website and use the code SRNVS20 for 20% off of your regularly priced order. And so they're doing that exclusively for Speed Racing Network. And from what I hear, they tune into the broadcast too.
Oh yeah, awesome company, man, and I'll say top of the line, their customer service is bar none. You have an issue with it, or even just setting it up, you can easily email them or call them, and they're right there. So great company, and we're thankful to have them on board.
Well, if you want somebody to teach you how to race cleaner but still race faster, then you got to talk to this guy. This is Kane Cook Sim Coaching. And Kane Cook, if you don't know the name, he races in the highest series on iRacing, and he's known for one thing on that series, and that is he moves from the back to the front.
Yeah, Mr. Hard Charger, I like to call him in our practice sessions, man. I've taken advantage of this offer, and great guy, man, so knowledgeable and such a great coach. He did personal training for a while, and he wanted to kind of tie that together with iRacing, and great opportunity for him and great opportunity for our drivers to learn and get better from pro.
So all you have to do is go to speedracingnetwork.com, and when you get on there, you can actually book a time with Kane Cook. And so when you book that time, it can be for either one-on-one coaching, it can be for two-on-one coaching. You can get a team of 5, or you can get 10 buddies all together and do a whole team coaching, a whole group coaching session. And so really, if you look at the prices for that, it is not expensive at all for you to become one of the better drivers on iRacing.
Absolutely, and at the end of the day, that's what we're all chasing. Especially us guys in the lower series are trying to get to where these guys are. So, any edge we can get on the competition is definitely grateful, and we appreciate him coming on and doing this for us.
Absolutely. So let's talk about the teams, because we've got a lot of them out there and a lot of great drivers that might still be looking for the team. So let's take a look at our Silverback Tax Solutions team introductions. If you have an IRS issue, get the monkey off your back with Silverback Tax Solutions. And let's start off with Bronco Motorsports. And Chris Massey has really put together a team here.
Oh yeah, we got our preseason finale winner Austin Reedy, who won that sponsorship from Sparkle and Shine. Part of this team, and if that's what the team's all about is winning, then I fully expect this team to be up front and competing if Austin Reedy's leading the way with Chris Massey.
Yeah, you got Jay Gimble up there in the 81. He was one of the better drivers in the 4-wide racing series. So was Austin Reedy. You have Brad Herman, who lives, eats, breathes, drinks, all the stuff iRacing. He is iRacing to the core. You got Chris Massey, who, again, has just put together a phenomenal team with a good attitude, and Tristan Bailey, who's right there with all 4 of these others. And so, I mean, when you look at this team, you have to be fearful.
Oh yeah, no, this team has championship aspirations, and I fully expect them to be up there at top 3 out of these teams and competing for that championship all season.
Well, definitely the next team has talked more. I'm not going to say trash. They've talked more this offseason, than any other team out there. They are just plain filthy, and that is the Filthy Five.
Yeah, some people call it arrogance. These guys call it just filthy. These guys are good, top to bottom. You got Bobby Brill in the 3, Timothy Latham in the 5, the 36 with Kyle Spees, 41 for Oscar Jensen, and 48 for Brendan Browning. And like their slogan, man, this team's filthy. These guys are stacked top to bottom, and they believe in their hearts that they're the favorite coming away with this team championship this year.
Yeah, and Bobby Brill was the champion of Speed Racing Network's series last season called Mid-South Madness, and so Bobby Brill was the champion there. Timothy Latham, one of the finalists in the IVCS season last season, which is an Open Cup championship series. Oscar Jensen was one of those finalists as well. Kyle Spees, phenomenal driver. Brandon Browning, we've seen him race a lot in Speed Racing Network previously. So I mean, these guys, there's not one of them that I would bet against.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Anytime you have a team that sports the champion from the previous year and multiple series as well, these guys, they come in with confidence, and they will not be lacking any of that tonight for sure.
Next up, we got H2k Motorsports, and these guys have really gone through a rebirth, especially in our other two series, because last season in Speed Racing Network in the Mid-South Madness League, they had a lot of difficulty. In this season, in both the trucks and the Xfinity, they've had some really great performances, and now here they are in the Cup Series hoping to do the same thing.
Yeah, I fully expect it to roll off. You got Billy Kruskas there in the 17, Gabriel Ellison in the 27, Michael Spangler in the 30, Joseph DuPont in the 88, and Greg Well in the 94. These guys are going to go ahead and just follow their lead from the other previous series. That's the cool thing about our league is the lower series run first, and these guys got to kind of get an idea of what the track's like. So I expect them to have some information tonight and use it to their advantage.
Yeah, Joseph DuPont, a really, really great road course driver, but he's gotten better and better on the ovals as the seasons have gone by. Greg Wellen, we've seen him up front in these preseason races, so we know that he's a great driver. We haven't seen too much of Billy Kruska and Gabriel Ellison and Michael Spangler yet. I'm not sure they were at any of those preseason races, or if they were, then maybe a bad race. But you can be sure that they are out there for the kill.
Oh, yeah, and Joseph DuPont, leading the way on the road courses, that's always great to have an ace in your hole. Luckily here at Revs, we got Marshall Stanley, that's supposedly the road warrior. So I know how it is to have him, and it's good to have it with other guys.
Next up, we've got a brand new team to Speed Racing Network. This is Kmr Warrior Racing, and they're based out of French Canada. So they're based out of Canada. They speak French. Really great guys. They do have 4 drivers in the Truck Series. They've just got 1 driver up here in the Cup Series, but we're hoping that they bring more of their team along.
Oh, yeah. Awesome group of guys that I've met so far in the Truck Series. Those guys are competitors. They had a great race the other night, and they were battling up there with us too. So hopefully, Stevie can show himself tonight and, kind of bring his teammates along with them and possibly bring some guys on next week.
Yeah, Steve right now in the top half of qualifying, so doing so far so good, but just a really great team. We enjoy having them there. They've been a lot of fun to talk to, even though my French is awful.
Oh, yeah, I took Spanish in high school, man. The French was a little bit too complicated. So hopefully these guys can talk some English to me when he gets in the booth. So no French for me.
Next up, we got the team from Tennessee, R2d Motorsports, and David Duke has really put together 5 guys that are going to be tough to beat.
Oh, yeah, the Tennessee guys, man. Number 4, Thomas Rutherford. 8, Justin Boyles. 55, Jordan Saylor. 78, David Duke. And 96, Mitch Rowell. Just top to bottom, solid group of guys that are going to be competing for those top 5s, top 10s every week. And so as a team aspect of it, I fully expect these guys to be in that chase too for the team championship.
Yeah, R2d Motorsports, pretty much every single race, and I'm really surprised I haven't seen David Duke in our chat yet already saying R2d and Team SRN to the front, because that's really what's been happening in the preseason. R2d Motorsports has been dominant. Team SRN has been dominant, and both of those teams led by none other than David Duke himself.
Oh, yeah, and he's a great leader, and he's showing that. He likes his drivers. He picks them up, and he gets them to how he wants them. And, the team aspect of it, these guys have been solid week in and week out in our preseason. And I don't expect that to stop anytime soon with the green flag opening on the new season tonight.
Well, R&D Motorsports and Team SRN have become so popular that they had to start another team because so many people wanted to drive for them. And so they started R2d2 Motorsports. And so this is not the number 33 of Aaron Davidson and the number 65 of Brandon Massey. And if I know David Duke, this will be a 5-person team by next week.
Oh, yeah, we got spots to fill. So if you guys are interested in coming into this league, R2D2 Motorsports is where it's at. Contact David Duke because, he does it. Handpicks them. Brandon Massey, great driver. And I expect good things out of this team once they get everything put together.
Yeah, it's going to be tough the first couple of weeks until they fill out that team. But once they fill out that team, they have other people surrounding them. I think this is one of those teams to watch out for at the front of the pack.
Absolutely. And individually, these guys are going to work together and try to get to the front tonight.
Next up, Revved Racing. And you know what? I'm just going to take a back seat, buddy, because this is your team. This is your baby.
Oh, yeah, this is the home squad, man. Number 2, Damian Lollinger tonight. 21, Danny Dow. Alan Dodds with the 22. Adam Pettit in the 57. And Brandon Key in the 75. And I'm just going to say this now. Hands down, Brandon Key has the best paint scheme out here tonight. He's known for switching his paint schemes and his numbers, but the 75 is going to look great tonight. And hopefully it's out front.
Yeah, the other one to look out for tonight is Alan Dobbs. He was the fastest during practice. Right now, he's sitting on the pole out there. So, he's doing a really, really great job on this one. Can he do it for the entire race?
Absolutely, and that's the question we have coming into the season that we had from the preseason was, Alan Dobbs is fast. We know that. It's the matter of, can he get out front and hold that lead out front and protect it from, possibly getting any incidents, because that's the only thing that slowed him down in the preseason.
Next up, we got Rowell Smith Racing. And so Jake Rowell and Jacob Smith raced for Stryker Motorsports last season. Stryker I'm not going to say dissolved because they still raced down in the Truck Series, but Jake and Jacob wanted to put together their own team here in the Cup Series, and here they are. So Rowell Smith Racing, and they've got some studs on here.
Jake Rowell in the 9, Jacob Smith, number 11, number 25, Dean Brummett, and number 64, Scott Healy. These guys are out front, and they want to be out front. So expect these guys to move to the field, and we'll keep an eye on them tonight because Dean Brummett was a multi-time winner in our preseason races. So I know it's going to be – I don't want to put the curse on him, but hopefully we're talking to him again at the end of the night.
Yeah, he pretty much finished either first or second in almost every single one of our preseason races for the Cup Series, and so he's definitely got all that that pressure on him because people are expecting him to be up front now.
Yeah, and he came into it, not really against it, but not really open to the Cup car. But he's made that transition, and hopefully it shows here tonight and at the start of the actual regular season, and that success in the preseason can carry over.
Yeah, watch out for Jacob Smith in the number 11 as well. He did not race a single preseason race with us, but that's kind of going to be a surprise to everyone around him because he is a phenomenal driver.
Yeah, I haven't got a chance to see him, so I'm excited. Now that you put the target on him, I'll definitely be watching for him.
Next up, we got Team SRN, the home team, the factory team. So Team Speed Racing Network, the number 23 of Scott Kalal, number 29 of Ira Kohlhaas, the number 87 of Chad Wampler, the number 90 of TJ Wood, and the number 91 of Ted Rekich.
Ted Rekich, I recognize him from our preseason as well. I believe new to the league and was out front for majority of these preseason races. So let's see if you can keep it out front tonight.
Yeah, Chad Wampler also one of the better drivers from last season in the Mid-South Madness League. So we've definitely got some good drivers out there. Nothing wrong with these guys, but there's one more, and I'm not even going to call it a team because they're not. These are the independent drivers that are driving tonight. These guys have chosen either not to be on a team or they have come up from our Xfinity League for one race. And so Brian O'Shell, Brian Underwood, they are going to be full-time drivers here in the Cup Series. But then Ryan Ducom, Curtis Young, Greg Joyner, all great Xfinity drivers deciding to make the jump just tonight.
Yeah, we saw some of these guys in the Xfinity race the other night be up front. So a little bit of level competition race and only going to get better. So come out here and see what you can do with the Cup cars. And let's see who's going to be our top finisher out of these guys.
Definitely. So let's jump back really quick and see what they're racing for. So our race payouts for tonight, again, first place, $75, second place, $45, third place, $30, fourth place, $20, fifth, sixth, and seventh place will each get $15. So basically they'll get their money back. But the big news tonight is you've got to start off your season right if you want the championship money.
Absolutely, and that's the whole goal. And, these guys got to keep that in their minds as they're driving up to this field. And one bad race can't ruin your season, but you start off on the bad foot, and get these 2 or 3 races, you're going to list out on this $1,000 here for this first place prize.
That's right. And those people out in the audience that don't know how this all works. So basically, there are 13 regular season races. They get to drop their lowest 3. So if they do have a bad night tonight, that's okay. You get to drop this race, but it's the same thing as fast repairs. You just don't have it to lean on later.
Absolutely, and that's going to be key too. Is trying to hold on to that that drop leak until the very end, as long as possible. So the consistent finishes will pay off in the end, but it is kind of a crutch there, just in case you have those 1 or 2 bad races where you get caught up in something.
Yep, and so we are done with qualifying. Let's jump in and find out how it's looking here. So it looks like Alan Dobbs from Rev Racing gets that pole position. Brandon Massey from R2d2. See, that brand new team, they're already doing well.
Absolutely. I would expect nothing less from Brandon Massey, man. That guy's fast. We got 3rd place Jake Rowell, Greg Wallen in 4th, Ted Rickich in 5th, and Justin Boyles in 6th for R2d Motorsports.
You got Adam Pettit from Rev Racing in 7th, Dean Brummett in 8th, Billy Kruska from H2k Motorsports in 9th, Chad Wampler from Team SR in 10th, Damian Liniger from Rev Racing in 11th, and then Ryan Ducom, our first independent on the board, in 12th.
Yeah, great job by Ryan Ducom being the independent, the Xfinity driver moving up. So he's kind of making a statement there in 12th and trying to make his way to the front here.
All right, well, let's get down there to the track because you can see all of those cars all lined up, ready to get after it. I think we're still waiting on maybe 3, maybe 4 cars to jump in, but then we are going to get this party started. 135 laps of no fast repairs. You got to be patient.
Oh, yeah, and I believe our field's 42 drivers tonight that came in. So no matter where you're starting, there's going to be action around you. It's about being patient, setting up these passes properly, and just making sure you hit your marks because you can get in a lot of trouble here at Chicago.
Yes, you can. I'm taking a look through the field right now, and I'll tell you, so one of the teams that likes to work together a lot, the Filthy Five, they're actually starting 14th, 16th, 23rd, 25th, and 26th. So they've got some work to do, but they are kind of bunched up together, which is what they like.
Oh, yeah, and that's another part of the team aspect. You got different strategies, and they're obviously on one together, and they're probably going to plan on working their way to the field here and just kind of, just be patient and be methodical and move their way through.
All right, I believe the pace car is about to take off, but while we're doing that, let's go back and go through it. So Alan Dobbs in first, Brandon Massey in second for R. That's a beautiful paint scheme there. You got Greg Wellen in third, Justin Boyles in fourth, Jake Rowell in fifth, and then his teammate Dean Brummett. Actually, I believe that's a little off. I thought that Dean Brummett qualified around eighth, so maybe they're just all getting shuffled up here. But just a really good start to the field here as we're about to get this season started.
Oh, yeah, and just to put some shine on that 75 because it's a beautiful paint scheme. Could you click on him before, and just in case he gets torn up and we don't get a chance to see it tonight, this thing here is absolutely gorgeous, man. That is beautiful paint scheme.
That is absolutely beautiful.
Let's just hope he keeps the 75 all season.
Well, and that's an inside joke with everybody in Rev Racing as far and everywhere else. I believe he started the season as the 11, and then he switched to something else, and now he's the 75. So we'll see how long it takes for him to get out of the 75.
Over under 3 races, man.
That's pretty much what everybody else is thinking as well.
Oh, yeah. Well, we got Alan Dobbs from Red Racing leading this back to the field as the pace car will drop off. Cannot wait to get the season underway.
And we are underway here at the Windy City 200. And Alan Dobbs just waiting and finally takes off, but did not get a good jump on the number 65, Brandon Massey, on the outside.
Absolutely. And the restart's going to be crucial here because that apron, you can drop down there and make some passes. So watch for these drivers as the race progresses on these restarts to be aggressive on that.
Yeah, we're going to see how long it takes for them to get all spread out. You can already see we got 3 wide racing back here for about, what is this, 6th or 7th place?
Yeah, there is no patience right now. These drivers are anxious, and the season is underway, and you can tell the way these drivers are getting away these first couple of laps are excited as well.
Oh, yeah, they've been amped up all week long. They've been talking about it all week long. But Alan Dobbs leads that first lap, and everybody else is starting to kind of get shuffled around a little bit.
Yeah, the danger of this two-wide racing is that bottom car, if he catches that apron at all, it will shoot you into the outside wall. So if you're on the outside, just be careful and trust who's below you, because it can get real ugly quickly here in Chicago.
Yeah, then you also got to think about how hard do you want to push your tires this early in the race.
Absolutely, and tires is going to be a big deal here tonight. And hopefully these guys are managing them up front. As you see Alan Dobbs under pressure from Jake Rowell, who wants that lead. He's going to dive to the outside and look for the crossover as Alan Dobbs kind of cuts him off there.
Yeah, Jake Rowell always wants to be up front and away from everybody else, just away from the action. And so he's going to take that inside line, and he might get the pass. Oh, no!
Just a little bit contact as you see him get a little turned. And
now we're going to have a caution.
Unfortunate.
That's Jordan Saylor's running into him there. No, that's a 77. That's Brian Underwood. Yeah, really lots of damage.
For a pole sitter, Alan Dobbs, he's done. You know, his engine blew there. And unfortunate. Jake Rowell I don't know what happened there. That was just hard racing, it looked like, from the live view.
Yeah, tons and tons of damage there. So we are going to figure this all out. Let's go back and see if we can't get a rec replay.
We saw the move to the inside, and I believe Alan Dobbs maybe thought he was lower. Just from the live view, it looked like Alan Dobbs may have came down into him. And
I'm thinking that it was more neck code than anything else. I thought that there was some space there. So we're going to take another look at that. There was some space there. I'm pretty sure of it. Man, unfortunate. And the car that got sent spinning there, that was the number 8. That was Justin Boyles. And so we'll get another view of that from his point of view.
He's done as well. His teammate Jordan Saylors came in there. I'm pretty sure he's done. Oh, man. Unfortunate start to this race in the season for these guys.
Yeah, just nowhere to go. Oh, and he takes off, ends up on his hood. And I think everyone else pretty much avoided him after that, which is good. But, wow, what a huge hit there for him.
Yeah, we had 3 or 4 cars there that, got in Alan Dobbs after the spin originally. And just unfortunate because these guys had nowhere to go. You choose that lane when you see that smoke, and just unfortunately chose wrong there.
Yeah, you were saying Brandon Key. There was his car up on the top side. Jordan Saylor's a huge hit on Alan Dobbs there, and that's going to do some damage to the engine. You can see Brian Underwood coming through the grass there as well.
Yeah, and unfortunately, R&D got 2 cars there caught up in that, and I don't expect them to come back out on the track after that damage. They're going to be so off pace that they even get a chance to come back out. So R&D taking an early hit here in the team points, and hopefully those other drivers can pick them up.
So we are going to kind of get back at it here shortly.
Yeah, lights are off, so they're going to line up 2 by 2 here.
And so we're going to have Jake Rowell and Ted Wreckage side by side.
And I honestly think that may be a wake-up call to some of these drivers. You got some of your top guys just went out at the front of the field. So expect these drivers to kind of, the first wreck's out of the way. The people are mad that are mad. And if you're still in this race, hey, let's calm down. We still got, 130 laps of this thing. So hopefully they clean it up here and just kind of be patient.
Just so much time to go and just so much damage.
Oh, yeah. And you got to count yourself fortunate if you're in this top 5 that you didn't get caught up in that. I mean, that was your leader going around in front of the entire field. So hats off to those guys that were able to avoid him and get through that. So hopefully some of these guys can make it count and use some of that track position.
And so we're going to get this thing started again. So, of course, everybody gets a little antsy the first time around, and hopefully everybody can kind of get calmed down now and get back out there and get this thing done. But I'll tell you, it looks like David Duke was even involved because he was in the pits, and I think he has already jumped out of the race as well.
Yeah, just another unfortunate accident there for R&D. And Jake Rowell gets a good start here, gets out front. So hopefully these other guys behind him fall in line here and just kind of keep it calm for a little bit.
Yeah, if we can get everybody spread out, this is going to be a good race. But if we keep getting bunched up that way and people don't just kind of get in line, then it's just going to get worse and worse. But Ted Rekich going down the inside, he wants that lead, and Jake Rowell's going to let him have it.
Yeah, Rekich with no patience there. And he says, I want to lead this thing. He goes and gets it. So Jake Rowell known to kind of burn his stuff up. So maybe this is a different strategy here for him and dropping back in second and just kind of reserving his tires.
See, Jake Rowell has never been one to save tires. He's always been one to just push it as hard as he can and get up to the front and let everybody come and catch him. So it would really surprise me if that was his intention was to save tires.
As you see him going to the front there, he proved me wrong. He already made the move to the lead. He wants to be out front. He's got that clean air. He's going to have a tough time holding off Ted Rekich here as Ted Rekich pushes him down the front stretch and gets underneath him. These guys are wasting no time. You know, these guys are 9 laps in. As they get a little bit of contact off of 2 there, these guys are battling hard.
Definitely. While that's going on, their team, or Jake Rowell's teammate, Dean Brummett, there he is up in 3rd position in that number 25 car.
Yeah, if you're Dean Brummett, you're just sitting there and just enjoying the show because these guys are burning their tires up. And if I know anything about Dean Brummett, he saves his stuff and he uses his stuff to the fullest.
Yep, Timothy Latham back there in that blue number 5 car. He has worked his way all the way to 4th. He started off in 14th, so a big run for him.
Absolutely. Great way of working his way through the field. And again, patience not only on these front 2 cars, but these cars behind them as these guys are battling and the whole field's stacking up behind them. So once these guys get straightened out, I expect these 3 cars behind them to go ahead and make that pass.
And then you see number 7, Ryan Ducombe, back there in that blue, that light blue number 7 back there. He is an independent driver. He's actually up from the Xfinity Series. So he's up here trying to show these guys how it's done.
Hey, great run for him. Hopefully he can keep it up. You know, moving up from that Xfinity Series up to this Cup Series is not an easy task. So let's see if he's sticking around here at the end and have a good run.
Man, they just keep switching back and forth, back and forth. Ted Rekich up in the lead. You got Timothy Latham down on the low side, and he is going to try to make a move on the inside now.
Yeah, I was going to say he's got that inside now, and so Ted Rekich kind of opened the door and expect these guys that are behind him, Jake Rowell here, to go underneath him and fully push his 91 out to the front and then try to make a pass on him.
And it looks like Ted Rekich again will take that lead. Oh no! And here we go. And Jake Rowell into the wall. Yeah, Jake's in the wall and he is hurt.
Wow, just another wreck up front. Again, there is nowhere safe out here the way these guys are driving tonight. We're 12 laps in, and we have our leader and pole sitter, Alan Dobbs, out. And the guy that started outside of him, Jake Rowell.
Yep, he will be out as well, more than likely, or at least he will definitely need repairs. You can see he has lost his nose. And so here we go again with another wreck replay.
Again, it just comes back to that patience and not even seeing it what happened. I fully expect he let's see here. You got that run?
Oh, he just tried to follow Rekich.
Yeah, I have no idea what. It just looked like the bumpers didn't line up, and once they connected, it kind of hooked and took both of them with them.
Yeah, you can see. I mean, he gets behind Rekich. He likes that draft, and he just tries to follow him, and then turns Rekich.
Yeah, as Rekich goes down to take that, or to cut that draft off from him. I believe it looked like his left front bumper got into the right rear, and that's what kind of hooked him, brought him over, and then it was just over from there.
Yeah, from Timothy Latham's view.
Woo! Yeah. Hey, I tell you 1,000 things go through a driver's mind when he sees that right in front of him.
Oh, huge hit there. So here we go. Right back at it once again as all the cars come down, take pit stops, except for Brandon Massey and Damian Liniger up here in first and second. They decided to stay out.
Yeah, Brandon Massey was one of those cars up front. He started, I believe, outside pole? Or did he start third?
Yeah, he started third, I believe.
Yeah, so, he wants to keep...
Oh, no, I'm sorry. He was second. I apologize. He was second.
He wants to keep this track position here, and I think he's banking on more caution. So what's it hurt to stay out here? You only got 6 laps of green flag run on your tires, so we'll see the difference here pretty quick.
Yeah, out there in the chat right now, I know Alan Dobbs said Jake is a complete joke. Aaron Gerwitz kind of saying, hey, it kind of looked like netcode. So a little bit there. And then Ted Reckage saying Jake's 2 for 2 for taking people out. And so a lot of people putting some blame on Jake Rowell there.
Again, you want to make friends, but, some people enjoy the enemy aspect too. So, we'll probably have some chats after the race and talk that out. So, all in all, first night of the season, things are going to happen. Shake it off, come back next week.
And this is where you have to determine, what do you really want out of this season? Do you really want to go out there and win race 1 and, get all, jumbled up with everybody, or do you just want to be consistent and make it to the end? And, that's kind of what we were talking about earlier. This could come into a battle of attrition where right now we already have 6 cars that will no longer be on the lead lap, and it's only been 15 laps.
And that's unfortunate. That's the thing that, coming into this season, season opener tonight, that those nerves are high, those anxiety is high. So it's about, coming in under control. And we've already seen these first 15 laps that some guys don't have that switch. So hopefully they figure it out and can calm down here and get these laps underway.
Brian O'Shell putting in our chat, shake and bake. I'm not sure how he does that because he is actually on the track right now in that number 54, that Pit Viper car. And so anybody that doesn't know Brian O'Shell, he's got this huge mullet and he wears these Pit Viper glasses while he drives on the sim. So he is just a class act. We absolutely love Brian O'Shell. He is the funniest guy there ever is.
Oh, man, I love the Pit Vipers. Always reminds me of old Macho Man Randy Savage back in the day, man. So, that's an awesome paint scheme. So, hopefully we get to see that thing out front tonight.
But up front right now, we do have Brandon Massey from R2d2 Motorsports. On the outside, we'll have Damian Liniger from Rev Racing. And then Timothy Latham came out of the pits in front of everyone else, and so he will be in third.
Yeah, and interesting to see Ryan Ducombe coming out second there. So, again, Xfinity driver, independent tonight, riding around in fourth right now, kind of showing these Cup guys that he belong here. And who knows? There are team openings. Maybe somebody spots him or wants him. You never know.
Yeah, if that's the case, he wouldn't be able to drive in Xfinity anymore. But you just never know. You just never know what could happen around here. But I'll tell you, he's doing a great job so far. We do still have another 120 laps to go, though.
Oh, yeah, and these guys got to settle in here and just try to get some green flag. You don't even know what your car is right now, just because of how short these green flag runs have been. So hopefully these leaders can get out front. Everybody gets spaced out and we get some good racing.
Yeah, again, if everybody is just a little bit more patient out there, then we'll get some good green flag laps. I know both the Truck Series and the Xfinity Series got a lot of green flag laps out there. So let's see if they can get it done here in the Cup Series as Brandon Massey takes off. And you can see Timothy Latham gets a decent little jump there on the inside.
Yeah, and that jump led to 3 wide, about to go into turn 1. Luckily, Ducombe backs out of it. But Timothy Latham's on the move, man. He wants to be out front.
Yeah, and that's a position that he is very, very comfortable with. He enjoys being out front. Any series that I've seen him in, he has been out there pretty close to the lead at all times.
Yeah, and you see Brandon Massey trying to protect that bottom, but Timothy Latham said, no, sir. Dives his nose underneath there, and he's going to take the lead coming down the floor.
Yep, Latham to the lead. You got Ducombe coming on the inside as well. And so Ryan Ducombe up in second.
Ryan Ducombe having a great night. We'll see how patient he is here with Timothy Latham, who's a Cup regular. You want to come up here and earn the respect. So let's see how quick he is when he passes.
No, anybody that can keep up with Timothy Latham, they deserve respect because he is definitely Timothy. And I always say this, but he is one of the best drivers I've ever seen, bar none. And so just love having him out there on the track. But you've got a lot of great drivers out here that are going to try to chase him down.
Oh, yeah, and that's the whole thing. Timothy Latham, he's known for saving his stuff. So he's probably up there cool, calm, and collected and just riding around and watching these guys in his mirrors and just making sure he keeps his car straight.
Brian Kruska in the number 17, or I'm sorry, Billy Kruska, my apologies. Billy Kruska in the 17, moving around, trying to find a way around Ryan Ducombe.
Oh, yeah, he's coming up here. And again, Timothy Latham's just being cool. As you see this guy's kind of moving around the track, he's just running his own line. So he's getting some pressure behind him as well. So these guys are battling it out pretty hard here behind him.
So while they finally get lined up here, and you can see just about everybody starting to get lined up, let's go back and check up on our single car team back here with Kmr Warrior Racing. And here he is, Steve Drewen, back here in 25th position. He started off in 41st, so hey, he's moving up.
Oh yeah, and as you see, his car is clean, so luckily enough to avoid both those wrecks. And I think tonight, if you're able to avoid those ones, you're gonna have a good night regardless. Great to him for moving up 16 spots.
TKT Racing out there in the chat saying, watching that number 7, that's Ryan Ducombe. Ryan's a smart, patient driver, and he will be with the leaders at the end. Well, he's with the leaders right now, up in second as Billy Kruska tries to take that second position away on the inside.
Yeah, as you see again, Billy Kruska hit that apron there, and his back end wanted to come around, so not going to be able to complete the pass there. That is what I was talking about
we
earlier.
have another caution. Another caution. We're trying to find out, and it's TJ Wood without a front here.
Unfortunate here. We're 22 laps in.
Let's figure out what happened here with another wreck replay. And it looks like it started in front of him. Oh, yeah, it definitely started in front of him. That's the number 2. I believe that's...
Daniel Ellinger.
Is that Daniel Leniger? Yeah, it is. You're absolutely correct. Let's go back and check it out because I believe Thomas Rutherford is involved in this as well. Oh, yeah, they just touch. And then Brian O'Shell involved, the number 90 of TJ Wood involved.
Unfortunate again, R2d2 Motorsports down yet another driver. Unfortunate night for that team.
Let's see if we can't see what happened here from TJ Wood's point of view. And you can see there's just nowhere for him to go. Where is he going to go there?
Yeah, and unfortunately with iRacing, if you don't have a live spotter, some of us have spotters that come in. The iRacing spotter isn't telling you exactly where the wreck is. So he chose that high line, and everybody else you saw dive low. And once he got to the cars, it was just unfortunately he couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah, so we're going to get back out there on the track now as Timothy Latham maintains that lead. He is not going to go into the pits, neither is anybody in the top 12. But starting with Adam Pettit here in 13th position, everyone back behind that will be pitting. So they'll have some newer tires.
Oh, yeah, free tires. Come down, top off. It could be a fuel strategy, and while you're down there, might as well get some tires. So Adam Pettit's going to be the first car here in 13th on fresh tires. We'll see what headway he can make.
And right behind him, Joseph DuPont from H2k Motorsports. And again, road course king there. But he is out here on the oval, and he will be the second car on the lead lap with fresh tires. So in a really good position for himself.
Yeah, able to work his way up to 14th. And, you said he was the road course warrior. Well, he's kind of flexing his muscles here, showing, hey, I've worked on my skills in the oval in the offseason. So having a great run tonight.
Out there in the chat, Brian O'Shell says, well, so much for that. And so we at least did get his car on the broadcast before all that stuff happened. So, but we hate to see Brian O'Shell wrecked and in pit road right now.
Yeah, unfortunate, man. The car was looking nice, and just unfortunately get caught up in an accident. And hopefully able to come back next week and bounce back at Kentucky. Yeah,
and just, again, let's go back to what we originally said. This could become a battle of attrition, and again, only 31 cars on the lead lap now. So it is very quickly becoming that battle where all you got to do is keep your car running.
Yeah, and, hopefully these guys get, settled in. We're 24, 25 laps in. We'll be 26 when we go green. So that's plenty enough to know, hey, I'm still lucky enough to be here. Let's take care of this car and get to the front in a clean fashion. These guys just, unfortunately, we've had 2 wrecks that could have easily been avoidable just because they were on the backstretch. So, I don't know. I think it's more impatience that I've seen so far.
And also out there in the chat, we got Jovi, and we absolutely love Jovi here on the broadcast. Just one of the best guys, one of the best racers out there, and so we enjoy having him here saying, let's go do comms. So that's my duo. And then we have Michael Dion, and it might be Mikhail Dion. I'm not really sure how that works in French Canada, but he said something in French, and that's all I know.
Hey, man, no matter what language it's in, man, we appreciate the comments, the likes, subscribes, man. hey, if you're one of the racers that want to join the team, hey, we got 3 spots open for you, 4 spots open when you came to the team. So come join your partner, man. Help him out.
Right now, our biggest mover of the night so far is Scott Healy in this number 64 Bud Light Seltzer car. And so for Rowell Smith Racing. So he is up 27 spots from where he started already. So patience is definitely a key, but moving up like that, he will be up front pretty soon.
Absolutely. And he was one of those ones that stood out in the preseason as well. So not surprised to see him running up front and pick up so many spots. And I expect nothing but for him to move forward.
Now, up here in the 4th position, you can see that red and black number 84 car. That's actually Austin Reedy. He's the one that won the Sparkle and Shine sponsorship last week. And so he is up in 4th position, making that sponsorship look really good.
Oh, yeah, trying to get that sponsorship maybe for the whole season. As these guys are going to come back green, and Timothy Latham gets a great jump as you see him drop down to the apron and get this green flag.
So Timothy Latham will maintain that lead. Ryan Ducombe going to try to catch up to him really quickly. And then right behind, Billy Kruska and Austin Reedy doing battle for 3rd.
Yeah, and I see Timothy Latham on his first tires from the last stop. I expect him to try to get out front and kind of pull away from these guys. He's, I expect him just to, kind of take over and show his muscles here.
He's going to have to do something because you do have a lot of cars behind him that have fresh tires. So 9-lap fresher tires here is a good difference.
Oh, yeah. We saw that with Lillinger last caution. As soon as you got to the outside, these guys with the fresh tires came. So expect those guys with the freshies to start moving their way through the field and hopefully be able to do it patiently and cautiously as these guys have old tires.
And now we got a lot of side-by-side racing up here towards the front as Billy Kruska takes 2nd position away from Ryan Ducombe. And Ryan's going to have to try to get back in line, but Austin Reedy's there.
Oh, yeah, and I expect that every time you get out of that, that's why it's so key to be on that bottom. Every time you get out of that groove, it's going to be tough to get down low with these guys so close.
You can see the lap car. That's Thomas Rutherford up on the top, just trying to stay out of the way here.
Yeah, and Ducombe's going to continue to drop back. I don't expect him to kind of pinch people down. That's one defense you have if you are on that top line to not allow that bottom car to come up. But you see him leaving plenty of gap here, so he's being patient, and that's good, not trying to burn his stuff up.
Exactly, and that's going to go a long way, especially for the rest of the season. If, people, they always say, I'm going to race you how you race me, and if he's racing respectfully this early in the season and he's still racing well, then that's going to go a long way for him towards the end of the season when, rivalries start to heat up and that sort of thing. He's not going to be in any of that.
Oh, yeah, and another thing, too, is, these guys out here up front are pushing, as hard as they can right now, as it seems. So drop back, hopefully this thing stays green, and you're going to have those tires at the end of the run to make a move to the front.
Yep, Timothy Latham still leading. You got Billy Kruska trying to find a way around him. You got Austin Reedy considering that bottom line.
Yeah, and Austin Reedy being patient, not forcing it down there as you saw the opening there, but smart enough to know that, hey, he's not going to know that I'm there, so he backs out of it. But Timothy Latham under fire here. He's holding him off pretty good.
Yeah, doing a great job up front. Austin Reedy still up in 3rd, but under fire right now from Gabriel Ellison. And that's another driver from H2k Motorsports.
What a move by Austin Reedy. That was so close because, you dive down to this apron here to try to get
another caution.
Inside, and yellow comes out.
And I believe it's going to be Brandon Key, our nicest paint scheme award winner here.
Oh, man. Hopefully he keeps the 4 corners on it and it's just a spin or something crazy. Hopefully it's nothing bad.
Well, we're going to find out. It looks like he's got Danny Dow right behind him coming into a corner. Danny's got a good run on him. Yep, and then Danny just kind of gets underneath him just ever so slightly.
Yeah, those are teammates, so it was not on purpose. Just probably maybe a lack of communication there between the 2 drivers who are actually in the same chat. So a little weird there.
Yeah, if I know Danny Dow, he's saying, my bad, man. That's my fault.
Yeah, and I think also Brandon caught that apron just enough to kick him up. That's what pushed him off the corner. And I think he kind of panicked thinking somebody to the outside and tried to get back down, and Danny was there.
Yeah, let's see if we can't get one more look at it from the high view here. You can see just enough room, and yeah, Danny just barely taps him on that left rear quarter panel, and that's it.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if Brandon, when he caught that apron, felt that back end coming around and probably kind of panicked and, just unfortunate. But luckily, didn't hit anything after that. So hopefully, able to get his car fixed and compete.
View from Danny Dow. Yeah, just ever so slightly.
He's actually fortunate though. The caution came out. We've seen several times where iRacing won't throw that with him going through the grass. So unfortunate that he got hit, but luckily he still has all four corners on and got down 4 fresh tires and coming back out.
Yeah, it didn't seem like there was too much damage there, so I think they're all going to be okay.
Bobby Brill to the front.
Out there, oh man, I don't even know if I want to say this, Michael Amenti. There's some headhunting going on in the chat room right now.
Uh-oh.
So apparently people have it out for the number 5 car.
Oh, 5. Oh, yeah. I just checked it. 5. That's unfortunate.
So a lot of fun out there, and we absolutely love our chat out there. We're having a great time with all of our people out there. So definitely chime in on the chat room and keep us going here for the rest of the race, because we still have another 100 laps of this to go.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be good to see Bobby Brill up front, our defending champion here. So interesting pit strategy. 3 cars stayed out, and we'll see what they have. I fully expected them to pit probably on that last caution is why they stayed out. So get in the track position. And again, these guys have had caution after caution. So I don't fault this strategy here. And I think Bobby Brill can probably keep it out front.
Yeah, so Bobby Brill, Kyle Spees, David Duke, the 3 cars that did not pit, they are the top 3. And then Timothy Latham with fresh tires right behind him. That has got to be a scary look for them.
Yeah, just see Bobby Brill checking out the pace car view there, checking out the cockpit. But yeah, I expect Timothy Latham to try to get up here pretty quick to these 3 guys, and we'll see if they're able to hold him off though. But he's been pretty fast all night, and I would expect nothing less from Timothy Latham on fresh tires. And
Bobby Brill, always the fun guy. He's up there trying to be inside the pace car.
I've done it before. It looks good inside, man. Kind of comfortable, relaxing, kind of control the radio.
And I'm sure that race admin right now is kind of giving everybody just a quick little reminder that we've got another 100 laps of this. So let's kind of settle it down. Let's get back to green flag racing.
Oh yeah, 100 laps, a long way to go for these guys. So again, we're going to continue to say it. Patience is the key, because we got several guys out right now that are competitors in this league that will be top guys. So hopefully these guys have learned from their mistakes and can keep it straight.
All right, so 3 of the top 4 are filthy 5 drivers. So Bobby Brill, Kyle Spees, Timothy Latham are 1, 2, and 4 right now. Brandon Browning and Oscar Jensen are back in 28th and 29th position, but still on the lead lap.
Oh, yeah, these guys, somebody's probably saying in the chat right now, but just say it with me, just plain filthy. And these guys, 3 of the top 4, and I would not be surprised if they expected this tonight.
And Bobby Brill is going to take off as the pace car dives away. He's going to stay there on the bottom of the apron. And he is going to come out the other side in first position.
As you see the difference already in tires, as Timothy Latham already making his way to 3rd. Look on the outside of his teammate Kyle Spees there for 2nd place, and probably going to make the pass here off of 2.
Yeah, Kyle Spees kind of goes down to the inside of his own teammate Bobby Brill. But Timothy Latham has the freshest tires. He should make short work of Bobby Brill on the outside.
Yeah, Bobby Brill's going to be able to hold this bottom, but just the speed that Latham's going to carry off the corner will complete this pass off of 4. As they're going to be at the line, he clears them, and he's going to take over the lead.
Yep, Timothy Latham back up to the lead. And we've got all sorts of stuff going on besides that. David Duke has fallen back to 5th position from 3rd where he started this restart.
Yeah, you just see the difference on tires as these guys slowly drop back, and it's not going to make these guys 3 wide there in the middle, as no one's showing patience to get around these guys. So the guys that took no tires, hey, it's worth the risk. Make these guys get around cleanly. Otherwise, it's going to be a caution.
Yeah, Ryan Ducombe right on the tail of David Duke right now.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate if you get caught in that bottom line and these guys start realizing, hey, the top line's moving. you're stuck behind that lap car. So David Duke is running his own race, and Ryan Ducom's got to find a way around it.
Now they're starting to kind of figure it out a little bit, I think, as Ducom stays on the tail of David Duke. On the outside there, that's Austin Reedy in the 84. So see, I say that, and then we're 3 wide all of a sudden.
Yeah, again, they make contact, Austin Reedy into the wall.
Try to get back here to him. He's going through the grass now. We're still green.
Unfortunate for Austin Reedy, who won that race last week, the sponsorship, but just again, the patience on the outside and knowing who you're around, man, that's unfortunate. Luckily kept it green though, and hopefully get back in it.
Man, and I know that's not something that David Duke wanted to do on purpose, but when you're 3 wide here at a track that's much more narrow than people think it is, that sort of thing happens.
Yeah, and especially where it was at. You know, you're going down that apron. It's a part of the track, yes, and most people use it to make the pass. But when you have somebody down low right there already, you kind of don't want to force it outside because you know you're going to come back up on the track, and just wasn't enough room to allow him back up.
Yeah, Thomas Rutherford again on the outside, getting passed by the entire pack. He is 2 laps down. He still has damage from that first wreck.
Yeah, Timothy Latham still leading this pack as you see him catch that apron a little bit. Maybe allow the 17s to get underneath him.
So here we go. Billy Kreska on the inside of Timothy Latham. And he can keep making
it stick.
Yeah. And he's going to get around him, it looks like. So, Timothy Latham on the crossover.
Yeah, I saw it coming. Timothy Latham was setting him up. You know, I think he kind of outbraked them there on that corner and set him up so that he knew he was going to pass him and just cross him right back over. And now he's going to bring his teammate Kyle Spees with him.
Oh, Kyle Spees floats up a little bit. Might have touched Billy Kreska.
Yeah, those old tires do not like to stick. And, you know, that car on the outside luckily was able to stay straight. And unfortunately, Kyle Spees won't jump back and forth.
And after all that shuffling around, Timothy Latham gets back up to the lead. Billy Kreska just a little bit behind, but now we're starting to kind of filter out back behind them.
Yeah, to me, that just shows the patience of Timothy Latham and the driver IQ that he has. He saw the run coming, set him up so he can cross him back over. And, you know, really out of all of that, you know, Kreska's the one that burned his tires up trying to make those moves. And Latham just kind of, you know, kind of slow played him and still got back out front.
Yeah, that's one thing with Latham. He races his race. And if you want to pass him, fantastic. Go ahead and pass me. But I'm going to get you right back a little bit later.
Yeah, and that's going to be the difference tonight, I think, because Timothy Latham's showing that, hey, I'm the fastest car out here and I'm the toughest car to pass. And that's a good combination when you have a car like that number 5 right now.
Out there in the chat world, we got 52 viewers. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button because we've got 57 more races this season that we are broadcasting here on Speed Racing Network. So don't miss a single one. The first 2 have had a ton of action. Tonight we've had a lot of cautions, but it's starting to kind of pick up a little bit as far as green flags are concerned.
Yeah, and I'm going to be in a third of those races, so come cheer me on. 23 truck in the truck series. And these guys have figured it out, I feel like, because these guys are, you know, spacing out now, but we're getting some good racing up here up front as Timothy Latham's still able to hold these guys off.
Yeah, let's check back a little further. We got Bobby Brill side by side. That's Scott Healy in the number 64 Bud Setzer truck. And then Bobby Brill a little bit further back, so on those older tires. So now these kind of pit strategies are starting to play themselves out just a little bit.
Absolutely, and it's something that tells these guys, hey, these tires, no matter how many laps, there's a difference. As you see these guys drop back to the lead pack that has the fresh tires. So these guys started up front, now back to the 12th and 13th, and it'll be interesting to see how far they fall unless the caution comes out.
Back up front, their teammate, Timothy Latham, starting to expand that lead just a little bit.
Oh, yeah, and he's loving that battle back there for a second as he's going to pull away a little bit further as these guys go side by side in these cup cars.
So Billy Kreska side by side with his teammate Gabriel Ellison here in the number 27. So they're going to give themselves enough room. But right now they're pretty much blocking Ryan Ducom, who really just wants to get to the front.
Absolutely. And again, Timothy Latham's loving this. And these cup cars, the way they drive, it's all aero. So when these cars are side by side with each other, they're pulling air off each other and just slowing down. And you're just going to continuously see the gap from Timothy Latham back to these cars. and just grow. So these guys got to get straightened out, or they're going to lose touch with him, and he's just going to drive away with it.
Mitch Rollo followed Gabriel Ellison and Ryan Ducombe right through, and now Mitch Rollo is up in 4th position. He started off in 24th.
Having a great run, the Canadian up here in the 96, and hey, he's continuously working his way forward, and you see the car is clean. That is the key tonight, keeping that car clean.
Yeah, our biggest mover so far. Back in 8th position, Scott Healy for Rowell Smith Racing in this number 64 Bud Light Seltzer car. He is up in 8th position, started off in 40th.
Wow, absolute great drive. I don't know if he's making a pass on the outside or if he's under pressure, but having a great run all in all in 8th place. And hey, if he can catch a caution and catch back up to these leaders, I expect him to make a move to the front.
Back up front, Timothy Latham has opened it up to about 6/10 now, so he is starting to get into his groove.
Yeah, and again, this is those guys battling back side by side, a few laps back. Just the wear that puts on your tires. Well, this, Timothy Latham's out front, just, having a Sunday evening drive out here out front and just growing that lead even more. And, hey, the strategy's working out for him, and he's showing, hey, I'm one of the cars to contest with this year.
Another driver that is actually watching the broadcast while he's driving, because I saw him type into the chat while the race was going on. Jay Gimble up in 6th position for Bronco Motorsports, having a great drive.
Oh, yeah, I absolutely love the car, the bright colors. I'm one of those guys that love the bright colors. So, yeah, definitely a great drive tonight for him.
Yeah, Jay Gimble, one of the better drivers in 4-wide racing last season. And so he was brought over here by Chris Massey to join the Cup Series team. And he is showing why he is on this team.
Oh, yeah, and again, that's that team that we talked about, Bronco Motorsports being strong all preseason. And you see it paying off tonight with him running in 6th.
Going back a little further, got a little bit of racing going on back here. And again, this is all the way back in 23rd position. But this is Steve Drewen in the number 98 for Kmr Warrior Racing. So I know all of his buddies are out there watching right now.
Oh, yeah, he's having a great run right now, sitting back and just kind of, gauging this field. This is his first week racing, so he's kind of judging these guys and trying to work his way to the field, and he's being successful at it right now, sitting in 23rd.
Yes, all these cars are starting to spread out a little bit. Well, we got a little bit of racing up here, so we got Aaron Davidson, and Scott Healy is trying to track him down.
Yeah, Davidson got back in the wall a few laps back, and I'm not sure if it hurt his car too much, but it looks like he's fighting that wheel pretty good coming off that corner.
Now Scott Healy will take the inside and try to take this position away, but then he's got Jay Gimble right in front of him. Not sure if he can clear this pass or not.
Yeah, that's so tough going on the inside there and just making it stick with these old tires. So hats off to him making the pass and continue to work his way up to the front. Scott Healy is no slouch, and he's proven that there in the preseason.
See, Jacob Smith, who we talked about a little bit before in the pre-broadcast. So he is here in the number 11 car trying to work on Danny Dow in the number 21. So he has moved up 11 positions from where he started. He started off in 33rd. Now he's up in 22nd.
Oh, you see him catch that apron. Again, the apron's so dangerous, and he caught that apron, luckily showing his driver skill there and saving the car, as he's going to get passed by Drewen as well, I believe, on the outside.
And as all that's going on, we jump right back up front to Billy Kruska, who is under fire by Scott Healy now as well.
Scott Healy continued to work his way to the field. You see these guys who have reserved their tires. Kruska was one of those guys up there battling for that lead earlier, and looks like he might have burned his stuff up a little too early.
All right, all you Timothy Latham fans, don't worry. We haven't forgotten about you. He is 0.8 of a second ahead of second position, so we haven't forgotten about you. We'll check in on him in just a second.
Yeah, last time we checked in with him, he was 0.6 ahead, so that lead growing ever so slightly. And once he gets out to a second, it's going to become down to, hey, these guys behind him, let's try to out-strategize them and out-pit them. So as long as this thing stays green, Timothy Latham's sitting in the driver's seat right now.
Yeah, Billy is working that wheel right now because he has just lost basically 3 positions in the past lap and a half.
Yeah, and once those tires fall off, especially these Cup cars, you have no drive off, and your car is just straight, it's just tight. So you're battling that, and then you correct that, and now you're loose. And so these cars are not easy to drive on old tires, and that's the whole key of saving them, because once you lose them, you can't get them back.
Well, working back up front, here is Timothy Latham. He has opened it up 3/4 of a second now. And Gabriel Ellison is just, at this point, if I'm Gabriel Ellison, I'm just saying, just hit my marks, don't waste my tires.
Absolutely. You're sitting in the catbird seat, man. You're technically in control of the pit strategy because at some point you can dive down, and really Timothy Latham can't pit when it comes to that pit window without you seeing him. So just sit there riding second and kind of mimic his line, see what he's doing, try different things.
Yeah, these top four have really spread out. But Scott Healy still on the charge up in 6th position, trying to catch Jay Gimble up in 5th. But let's work our way back a little bit as we start off with some green flag pit stops. Billy Kruska coming in.
Yeah, we spoke on him, having really no tires left. And he probably said, hey, this is enough. I'm losing too many spots, and comes down pit road. And we'll see if this triggers the other cars on the lead lap to come down as well.
Well, Timothy Latham driving by pit road now, probably looking over to his left saying, is that really a car doing a green flag pit stop already?
Yeah, he's going to continue to run his own race. I think he's shown he has enough speed to really pick whatever pit strategy he wants. So I think he's more just concerned about the car, like the window in front of him, and just running his own race. As Ellison behind him is continuously falling back. He's back to 0.8 of a second now.
Yeah, this is the type of race that Timothy Latham loves, and a lot of drivers like to have it a little bit closer and make the pass at the end. Timothy Latham would much rather have a 94-second lead than have any competition out there at all.
Oh yeah, if I can eat and drive, hey, I'm down with it. You know what I'm saying? I'd give me a coffee or something, sit there and chill in my cockpit and just drive away. But hey, it's always fun to have those close finishes though, and just battle it out. But hey, if you're the best car, you're the best car. So a win's a win for me.
If he is eating and driving, then I'm sure the admins want to know about that. So jumping back here for the battle for 7th position, you got Davidson on Curtis Young's tail. And Curtis, again, one of those drivers that has moved up from the Xfinity Series just to race in this one race.
Yeah, having a great run. When you're coming from that Xfinity Series, you're playing with house money. You're coming up and you're just seeing where you rank. And if anything, it's going to be a shot in the arm for him next week at Kentucky for him in the Xfinity race, knowing that he can come up here and still compete with these guys.
Yeah, all 3 of our drivers that moved up from the Xfinity Series this week are still on the lead lap. So Greg Joyner's back in 23rd, Curtis Young up in 7th, and then Ryan Ducombe up in 4th.
Yeah, absolutely great run from our Xfinity guys. And if anything, it shows to the guys, people watching is, we have no slouches from, top to bottom. Our Xfinity guys can come up here and run with these guys and vice versa. So just shows the strength of our league.
Yeah, Brad Herman, the guy that we said eats and breathes iRacing, up here in 8th position. So having a good run himself. He started off in 17th and has moved up 9 positions.
Yeah, he's under fire there from Davison. Davison's going to take the spot from him going into 1 and 2. But, hey, can't complain. End of the run here. He's probably setting up some strategy here and trying to save some tires here till the end.
Yeah, I think now a lot of people are going to start figuring out as far as laps and fuel are concerned and that sort of thing, because they weren't expecting it to go green any longer than 5 or 6 laps because that's all they had seen at first.
Yeah, and, typically in these first, season openers, you get through those first 2 or 3 and it goes green. You just never know when it's going to happen. So as a strategy that Timothy Latham's on, it's paid
caution
off. As we have a caution. I was just about to say, Ellison was catching them there a little bit.
Not really sure what the caution was from here. We're going to have to go back and see if we can figure that out. It's pointing me to Austin Reedy, but I'm not sure why. So perhaps we can see. No, I don't really see where that came from as far as the caution was concerned.
With it being green flags, we may check pit road.
Let's take a look and see if we can figure that out, because I'm not seeing anything that would have caused it.
Well, that's just unfortunate for those guys that did come down and get pits early. You're now pretty much trapped a lap down.
Oh, there it is. That's Dean Brummett trying to get down to pit road. You were absolutely correct.
Yeah, I saw it. I don't think it was Dean Brummett earlier, but I know I saw a car come in a little sideways coming on the pit road. So very difficult place to go on the pit road. And unfortunately, a lot of guys don't even practice this. So Dean Brumman gets a little sideways there, and unfortunately brought out the caution.
Yeah, so that's what happens, man. This pit road is really tough to get onto because you're coming down off of the incline, or so off of the grade of the track, and so it's really tough to get woed up in time.
Oh yeah, you're coming down from 185 in the middle of the pack. Yeah, you're talking to those guys behind you, but it's so difficult to get slowed down from that speed down to pit road.
All right,
he was just fortunate enough to keep the car off of somebody. So, hey, hats off to him for saving it. Unfortunately, brought the caution out, but hey, your car's in one piece.
And so I'm showing Brandon Key as not pitting yet. I'm not really sure what's going on with that. I'll tell you that Timothy Latham did come out first out of the lead pack, so Timothy Latham will, I assume, retake the lead if Brandon Key decides to pit.
I would be a betting man. He was on pit road when Dean Brumman spun, so I would imagine that he pitted but did not get trapped a lap down, so he was able to stay out, and the caution just fell perfectly for him.
Well, that would work out really, really well.
Yeah, if I'm a betting man, he probably saw the caution, took his pit road, and came out before the caution.
Well, I'm just kind of curious. Did he stop in pit road? Is the question.
He may not have. He's coming down now, so
I think he may have possibly gotten a speeding penalty, or I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the deal was there.
Yeah, he's diving down pit road now, so I bet he blew the pit stop and just stayed out to avoid all those cars.
So Aaron Gerwitz out there saying, come on 57, that would be Adam Pettit. And so Adam right now showing, well, where is he showing? There he is. He's up in 13th position.
Yeah, having a quiet night. He started towards the front in qualifying and kind of just biding his time. I think he hasn't had really that run to kind of wait for his strategy. I know Adam's typically patient, but when you have caution after caution like this, it's hard to get in that rhythm to save your tires and really for it to pay off.
Yeah, but our biggest mover so far, Scott Healy, in the number 64 car, you've seen him work his way to the front even on those older tires, and now he's got fresh ones just like everybody else. So we're about to see what happens with that up in 6th position.
Oh yeah, I expect him to be pretty aggressive here on this restart. Working his way up to the front here like this, and now on equal tires with everybody else, is really kind of see what he has.
And I'm just seeing who else is. I mean, so Jake Rowell still in the pits getting a lot of work done. He's 10 laps down now. Remember, he was in the lead of this race at the very, very beginning. Ted Rekich as well on pit road. Or actually, yeah, he's coming into pit road right now, so he's about 13 laps down. So some of our drivers from the very beginning of the race either still in the pits or basically out of the race already. So keeping it clean, that's the name of the game.
Yeah, and hats off for those guys for coming back out. They are looking long term. Those guys that backed out or maybe had 30 minutes of damage to fix won't come back in, and now you can pass them on the track if you're able to make up the amount of laps that you need. So hats off to those guys trying to get every point they can and really not giving up.
And now we're getting double wide again because we're about to get back to green. We're going to restart with Timothy Latham in first. We got Gabriel Ellison on the outside in second, Mitch Rollo in third, Jay Gimble in fourth, and then Ryan Ducombe. Actually, I'm sorry, Scott Healy will be in fifth, I believe. Ryan Ducombe will be in sixth. Nope, we're all getting shuffled up here. So Scott Healy will be in sixth. Sorry about that. So we're getting our cars mixed up as the pace car dives off the track. And Timothy Latham, once again, with the restart, and once again gets a good one.
Yeah, great jump for him. And hoping to get out front, knowing these guys behind him have the exact same tires as him now. And no cars in front of him that have old tires. So we'll see if he's able to get back out to that lead that he had.
Yeah, you can't see a car around him right now. Let's jump back just a little ways. Got a little bit of a race here as Jay Gimble moves into third position around Gabriel Ellison.
Yeah, he's on the move, man. He's been up here for the last few restarts. As you see him getting a little wobbly there with the 27 behind him under pressure, but having a great drive overall.
Oh, and it looked like he blinked out just a little bit there. That's a scary one.
Oh, yeah, definitely scary going down into that. As he blinked out again, I would not be surprised if he drops back here, just gets on the outside and lets these guys go.
Yeah, that's something that definitely the admins will look out for, as Gabriel Ellison will go to the inside and take that third position away.
Yeah, unfortunately, hopefully get the blink under control, because he's had a great race tonight. That'd be unfortunate to see that end that way.
Gabriel Ellison trying to work on Mitch Rollo here. So H2k Motorsports working on R&D Motorsports.
R&D's last car, basically survival here for their last team. So under fire here from H2k and Gabriel Ellison, as Ellison's going to the outside here and probably try to cross him over.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going to kind of stay in line for the time being, which is probably a good move. I mean, still 63 laps to go. Long way to go in this race.
Oh, yeah, and not to try to jinx it or anything, but I believe we're going to have a long green flag run here. The guys have finally got all that jitterness out of the way, and I think we're going to have a long, good green flag run here. Hopefully get some green flag pit stops.
Yeah, it's a really tough balance, not just at this track, but at any track, between aggressiveness and finesse. And so if you're too aggressive, then you're gonna hit the wall, you're gonna wreck other people, that sort of thing. If you are too finesse, you're not going to be in the top 10. And so you've got to find that fine line.
Yeah, and for me, it's knowing when to go. There's definitely times that, in the middle of a race, you'll want to go just to get around somebody or, get away from somebody. But it's knowing that when it's time to go. And I think Timothy Latham has that figured out. He's been calm up front, not really showing that he's, out of control at all. So, if I'm going to pick somebody right now, I think I'm going with Timothy Latham, and that might be a little bit of bias pick.
Yeah, well, it's tough to pick against a guy that's in first place and has led most of the laps. That's really, really tough to do. But you've got some other great drivers out there that are looking to make their mark on this thing. The one that I'm picking right now is Scott Healy up here in the 64. He's been on the move all night long.
Oh yeah, we said we all have this. They all have the same tires now. You see, he's hanging around with these guys up front, so it's not a fluke that he's made his way up here, and I expected to make some noise as well. I've seen him do it in the preseason races.
Yeah, he's doing a great job here as Jay Gimble continues to blink out back there. And again, that's something that the admins will definitely look at. You can see David Duke there on the bottom side just coming out of the pits.
Yeah, he's trying to get the speed, and luckily all our lead cars able to get around him there cleanly. And as Gimble blinks out again, but Scott Healy putting the pressure on Davidson here, kind of being patient, and I think he's kind of just laying back and letting these top five just kind of burn their tires up a little bit.
I think that's what all the top six are doing. They're just all kind of in line, being kind of patient about it. And see, the second we say that stuff is the second that Scott Healy goes to the inside.
Yeah, and they also got a battle for second place as well up there. So these guys must have heard you and said, nah, we're going to go ahead and start putting on the show here for you.
Well, they're doing a good job of that. Mitch Rollo on the outside. You got Gabriel Ellison on the inside.
And look for Ryan DeCom falling right behind Ellison there and try to make that pass as well for third.
Yeah, that just hangs Mitch Rollo out to dry on the outside.
Yeah, and it's all about timing that run, and good job by Ryan DeCom getting to the inside, and he's going to make the pass here on the inside, and hopefully, yes, Mitch Rollo was able to get down right before Scott Healy got to his bumper.
Yeah, he thought about the crossover there, couldn't quite get it done, but you see Scott Healy in fifth now and up here with this lead group.
Yeah, I think Rollo missing his mark there on that crossover that he thought about allowed Scott Healy to pull up to his bumper, and now he's under fire from Scott Healy as Ryan DeCom's going for second. And don't look now, but he may be trying to chase down this Timothy Latham and make the pass himself.
Yeah, I mean, why not? You're up here for one race, just to have a good time. I mean, he paid his entry fee and everything. Might as well get as much out of it as he can.
Yeah, as he's under fire now from Mitch Rollo, this top five group is breaking away, and these guys are not taking it easy on each other. These guys want to be out front.
Yeah, one car that we haven't really talked about too much that's up here in seventh, Curtis Young. So Curtis Young in the 19. He is doing battle side by side with Aaron Davidson for the sixth position. And he is on his way, another one of our Xfinity drivers.
Yeah, and Canadian as well. We've gone international a little bit, and having a great run up here in 7th. And don't look now, but Adam Pettit sitting there in 8th, and he's catching these guys looking to make a move.
Well, since we're talking about Canadians, let's go back to our single car team back here. Steve Drewen in 11th position. So again, he started off in 41st. Now he's up to 11th.
Yeah, and again, I showed you earlier, he was just being patient, and now it's paying off as he's up front, clear of all the carnage out back, and now able to just set his focus on those leaders and get them.
And Scott Healy, again, working on 4th position now. And he's going to go to the inside. Yep. And he'll take that position on the inside. So Scott Healy up into 4th position. Ryan Ducombe in 3rd. Gabriel Ellison in 2nd. Timothy Latham still leads.
And Rowell not wanting to give it away as he kind of peeks to the inside, but Scott Healy's going to clear him going into 3 and 4. And now Healy sets his marks on Ryan Ducombe.
Yeah, they are still doing battle here, but as they start to line up like that, that will help them. You saw Jordan Sailors there on the outside. That car is a few laps down.
Yeah, Healy's just got to look out of his front windshield here and just focus on Ryan Ducombe. Knowing that he's got Miss Rolo cleared, and if you hit your marks here, you got to force him on the outside and make him make that pass on the outside.
Got a little bit more racing back here. This is Greg Joyner in the number 82. Another one of our Xfinity drivers that just moved up here for this race. So he is up in 17th position.
Yeah, looking great. He's battling up here with Brandon Massey. So Brandon Massey back to 16th, and they're both trying to work their way up to the front.
And let's take a look at Brandon Key. So we talked about his paint scheme. He was involved in a little bit of an incident, involved in a yellow flag there, involved in that drive-through on pit road, and now he's up in 14th position, still in the lead lap.
Yeah, hats off to him to be able to keep this down the lead lap and got that damage fixed, and more than anything kept his cool and was able to get refocused, and now riding in 14th and looking to take 12th when there's 2 cars in front of him.
Couple cars in front of him. Michael Spangler. Oh, I heard somebody's engine blow.
Yeah, that was the 30 of Michael Spangler, I believe.
No, I think that it was our lap down car. I think it was Jordan Sailors. Yeah, his engine is done. So he's going to try to get down to the bottom of the track here without bringing out a caution. Oh. So, yeah.
Paper and no yellow here. That'd be unfortunate for these leaders.
It would be. So Timothy Latham still leads this race, and we'll keep an eye on that to be sure that there's not a caution. But it looks like no, he's still barely moving. Not really. Yeah. He's on the infield. He's going to dive into the pits now with a tow. So we are still green. Good job. Right there by Jordan Sailors. I know it's a rough thing to have to take that tow and to blow that engine, but good job getting out of the way so that there's not a yellow flag.
Absolutely, and Timothy Latham is probably going to send him a thank you card as he keeps this lead, and it's not really growing, not really changing. Ellison keeping up with our leader here.
Yeah, we've still got, it looks like 27 cars on the lead lap still.
Yeah, and having a great run, just enjoying this green flag and hoping it stays this way. Just now he's continuing to grow that lead as he's up to 4/10 of a second.
Brandon Key back here under fire by Spangler.
Yeah, he's looking to move into that 13th position and move that 75. Closer and closer to that top 10 after the night he's had. That'd be almost like a win for him.
Yeah, after such a crazy beginning of this race, to even be in the top half of the field is impressive.
Absolutely, and then he got caught, on that green flag pit stop there, and basically had to take a EOL just to get tires. So, started in the back half of this field, or in the back of the pack, and now it's up to 13th. So, continue to move forward.
Oh, not sure what's going on here. I think, Gabriel Ellison actually just blinked out, and so that's why the scoring went a little bit crazy there, but.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate for iRacing. Sometimes it's the server, sometimes the actual driver. You never know. But one of those things that real life can't necessarily replicate, I guess you could say.
Somebody we haven't even talked about at all, the number 41 of Oscar Jensen. Incredible driver, moving up into 11th place, passing Steve Drewen here. And so he is working his way forward.
A part of that filthy 5 Motorsports and moving closer to that top 10. And he's one of those guys that, hey, you'll look up, 30 laps from now, he'll be in that top 5 and possibly battle for that win.
Yeah, Kyle Spees back here in 19th, still on the lead lap for Filthy 5, as well as is Brandon Browning in the 48, and as is Bobby Brill in the number 3 car back in 26th. And so basically, anytime you have all of these drivers all at the same time, all doing really well, I mean, that's setting your team up for success for that team championship.
Oh, yeah, and the whole time, yes, it's great that Timothy Latham is winning here, but a lot of the team goals come together as, like we always say, if we all win, if one wins, we all win. So Timothy Latham carrying that flag tonight for 55, and they got several other drivers that carry that flag on a week-to-week basis as well.
Well, let's take a look at your team captain here. So Adam Pettit up here in 8th position. So again, Adam is just a methodical, consistent driver. One of those guys that's going to drive his race. He's not going to push that car too hard. And if he just gets consistent finishes, then he's going to be up towards the top of this league.
Yeah, and absolutely. And the key is outside of the dirt that he has on his nose. His car is clean tonight. And that's one of the things that Adam prides himself on is keeping his car clean and, having all 4 quarters on at the end of the race and giving yourself that chance to win.
I'll tell you, Adam just got his new Track Racer rig in, and so he's running the Track Racer logo on the front of his car, and he is super excited about that Track Racer rig. And so, yeah, if you are interested in any iRacing rig, the Track Racer, some of the best ones.
Oh, yeah, I saw a picture of it and instantly put it on my Christmas list for next year. So, hats off to him for pulling it off, and hopefully it helps him get up front.
Scott Healy continues his move up in 3rd place. Mitch Rollo also passing Ryan Ducombe there. So Ryan Ducombe back to 5th position. Scott Healy on his way.
Yeah, and ever so slightly just taking off that time to the leader. So Scott Healy kind of flexed his muscles here at the very end of this run, and who knows, he might be able to catch these leaders.
Yeah, we're starting to get towards that spot where it's almost time for those green flag pit stops. Last pit stop was about 30 laps ago, so you're about to start seeing some people dive in to get some short pitting going.
Yeah, and the window here is about 35 to 40. You're almost to that window where you can make it the rest of the way. So some of these cars in the mid-pack, maybe, 6th on back or so, may come down and short pit, as you see Bobby Brill, who's in the 26th position, comes down from pit road already.
Yeah, and so nothing to lose from back there. But Timothy Latham's going to keep it out there for a little while longer. I would suspect that you're going to see him come in around lap 100 to 102.
Yeah, and just, I'm one of those ones that, I want those tires at the end of the run versus having it at front. Yeah, you're going to lose some time staying out, but, especially towards the end of the race, you want to have those fresh tires towards the end so you can run people down and pass them.
Gabriel Ellison is about to start putting some pressure on Timothy, so this might get a little interesting. Does Timothy just let him go or not?
Yeah, and, maybe Ellison's been back there just saving a little bit more than Latham. Who knows? But we'll see if he's able to get to the bumper. It's one thing to get there. It's another thing to make the pass.
Yep, still 23 cars on the lead lap right now, so still plenty of racing to go here with just under 40 laps to go.
Yeah, and there's a couple cars that also early pitted, so they're going to be – there's probably about 26 of these things cycle out. So having some great racing top to bottom, and Timothy Latham is about to be under fire here from Ellison and possibly lose this lead.
Yeah, Jay Gimble, who was up front for a lot of this race, but he had some blinking issues. He is back here in 16th now, and so hopefully he got those blinking issues done so he can work his way back up front.
Yeah, and that's one of those things that's unfortunate. Typically, when you do have that blinking issue, they ask you to drop back and try to correct it while you can while driving. And you see him drop back to the 16th. We know he's fast enough to be up front, so we'll see if he's able to maybe catch a break here and get back up to the
It looks like Timothy has had another tenth of a second shaved off of his time here, off of his lead. So Gabriel Ellison really working him hard.
Yeah, and I don't think it's just Ellison, because if you look back in 3rd, Scott Healy's also taking clock off. And it actually looks like he's taking clock off faster than Ellison. So do not be surprised if Scott Healy's here to the back bumper of Ellison here pretty quick.
Yeah, you can see Scott Healy definitely making gains.
Yeah, and he's just been patient all night. You know, he knew he had a car to get up front, and now he's showing it on this long run. My only question would be is how his short run speed is. You know, is he capable of going all out and still being able to save tires? So once these refly pit stop cycle, it's going to be interesting to see these guys on you know, equal tires or somewhat equal strategy.
Well, here we go. So we're coming across for lap 100. So only 35 laps to go, and we know that most drivers can make it the rest of the way now. So Brandon Key diving in for possibly his final pit stop.
Absolutely. This thing goes green. You see his Red Racing teammate,
Danny Dow,
dive in as well. These guys are probably plotting this one, saying, hey, we can go green the rest of the way. Let's get these freshies now and try to make up some time on the leaders.
Yeah, that's really, again, if you know that you've got the fuel, then getting in to get fresh tires right now is the best move for you, because that's the only way you're going to make up time.
Yeah, and the biggest gamble you're taking here is, you know, as he goes a lap down, as Ryan Ducombe dives on, as well as Young in the 19, and Adam Pettit coming down as well, coming from 8th place. But the risk you're taking is you're hoping that there's no caution, because you're going a lap down, and if that caution comes out, you're stuck behind a lap down car. So there is risk involved with it, but the payoff, if you're able to pull it off perfectly, then it works. As Timothy Latham dives on.
And here we go. And so does Gabriel Ellison, so does Scott Healy, Mitch Rollo, everybody in the top 5 moving into the pits, and Brad Herman will inherit the lead.
Yeah, Brad Herman's going to stay out a little bit longer for Bronco Motorsports, but I would not be surprised if Adam Pettit's move to the pit road is what brought those guys down, because he was riding in 7th or 8th, and knowing that he was coming as well, he dives down, they see him, and then the top 5 all come down.
Brad Herman in first, Oscar Jensen in second, and then Steve Drewen, the single car from Kmr Warrior Racing, up in third.
Yeah, up in third, and these guys that are staying out longer, as you know, Jensen's going to dive down pit road. Those guys that are staying out longer are now hoping for the caution, hoping that they get that break and, you know, they can restart that next green flag run up front. So Brad Herman, with him being out now and the leader's already pitting, I fully expect him to run it dry here and hope for a caution.
Yep, so Brad Herman in first, Steve Drewen in second, Jay Gimble in third. And so now we just wait, because it's just a matter of time, matter of when. But so far, our biggest mover, Steve Drewen, here in the number 98 car, he has moved up from 41st, which was last qualifying position, all the way up to second.
Yeah, having a great run, and he's hoping the strategy here pays off, not knowing how much fuel he has left, but you know, he's going to stay out here as long as he can and hope for this caution. That way he can catch that break.
Yeah, everybody in the top 9 has not pitted yet, and so still got plenty of time here.
Oh, yeah, and with the strategy.
Duke!
David Duke to the inside. It will not bring out the caution so far. He's able to keep it straight.
Let's see if he can keep it on the track. Michael Spangler off the track as well.
Again, if you're these leaders, you're hoping that caution comes out. Unfortunately for them, it stays green, but unfortunate there for those two cars getting off into the grass.
Yeah, not really sure what caused that. We may be able to go back and check it out here in just a little while. In fact,
going away though.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that as long as we got Brad Herman kind of running away a little bit. Let's see if we can figure out what happened to David Duke here. As he comes around, and he just touches that apron.
Yeah, apron's dangerous, and it's even more dangerous whenever you're on those fresh tires. So he probably just recently pitted. Oh, is he wheel hop there?
Yeah, Michael Spangler. Let's check his out. As he comes around, it looks like he's slowing down to get into the pits. It just doesn't get it slowed down enough and has to bail out.
Yeah, and also it looked like that car, I'm not sure what number that was, but it looked like it might have got him in the rear, and that's what kind of brought him around there. But David Duke, I want to hats off to him for that wheeling as he went in the air and able to keep it straight.
Yeah, Jade Gimble now has the lead. He is not pitted yet, but now he is coming into the pits.
All right, so our last car here coming down the pit road. Unfortunately, the strategy did not pay off, but that means Timothy Latham will take over the lead.
And here we go. Timothy Latham will come past pit road and he will take the lead as Jay Gimble is the last car in there. So as he comes around turns 3 and 4 to re-inherit that lead, he's got a 1.6 second lead on second place Gabriel Ellison.
Absolutely, and not picking up this this battle until now, you got to wonder how much him being that control car and coming down and bringing everybody else with him, because he was expecting it. And these guys, as you can tell, they're back. They came into this pit stop, only 2/10 back, and now they're over a second. So great job for him getting on and off pit road, and now he's just sitting here hoping this thing stays green.
Yeah, if this thing stays green, nobody's going to touch him. But you never know, man. We've still got another 27 laps to go.
Yeah, we need to call in Larry Mack and bring those race trends and see when that caution averagely comes out. He's usually right on the money with that.
He's usually pretty close. We don't have any race trends just yet because this is week number 1.
Oh yeah, and Timothy Latham again just hoping these laps is counting down all under green, and I just continue to think he's gonna be himself. He's been calm and cool all night. Haven't really seen him get out of out of order at all. So. As you see, the 19 of Curtis Young stuck on the outside, and Davison going to go to the inside of him.
And so Curtis Young moves into 4th position, so at least he's fighting side by side for 4th position with Aaron Davidson here. And so they're going to swap it back and forth.
Yeah, and again, in these cup cars, it's all dandy to sit here and battle and have a good fun run, but. You're letting these leaders just pull away further and further away from you. As you see Scott Healy coming in the picture now, and that is the last thing these two want to see.
Yeah, Scott Healy has done a really good job, and you can see they just had a little bit of a wiggle there, and Scott Healy gets down to the inside, and so now he's going to have position on Curtis Young, and now he's going to start working on Aaron Davidson.
Yeah, I expect him to make short work of Aaron Davidson here if he's able to hold off the 19 going into 3 and 4. Look for him to set that up going into the tri-oval, and then complete the pass going into 1 and 2.
So we're just going to keep our eye on Scott Healy here as he works on Aaron Davidson just a little bit. This is the best race on the track.
Yeah, as you know, Scott Healy came down with the leaders, so they're on those fresher tires of these guys. Some of these guys pitted 5, 6 laps before them, so tires really going to show their head here as Healy's going to work his way back up to the front as he was battling with the leaders prior to pit stops.
Yep, and again, he's a very, very patient driver, so he might take a little bit of time to make this pass. He's not going to burn up his tires. He knows there's 23 laps to go, and he's going to need those tires at the end.
And absolutely, and you want to save them to an extent just because you never know if that green-white checker comes out or some caution towards the end, and you got to make that decision, hey, do I pit or do I stay out for track position? You still got a little bit of meat on those tires if you were to save those a little bit.
Yeah, Timothy Latham up here has now opened it up to almost 2 full seconds over Gabriel Ellison. So he is just on autopilot right now, just focusing on hitting his marks. Don't burn it up too much. Just get around the track and let them do all the damage behind him.
Absolutely, and Timothy Latham's best friend right now is the lap counter, man, as it continues to tick down. Probably communicate with these lap cars that he's coming up on, hey, I'm the leader. Please stay high, or put him wherever he wants him to, and just hoping to keep it clean, and everybody else does the same.
His teammate back here working on Adam Pettit for 8th position, and so he will take that position away as he continues to work his way towards the front.
Yeah, Oscar Jensen having a quiet night, kind of been in the top 10, hanging around there all night, and now making his way to the front with 20 laps to go, or 21 laps to go, and he knows it's time to go.
So still back up front with this Aaron Davidson-Scott Healy battle. This is the closest battle on the track right now between these two. So at some point, Scott Healy's got to start thinking, how do I pass this guy?
Yeah, with 20 laps to go, he's probably just sitting there, kind of waiting. But it's getting to that point to where, hey, if I really want to go win this race, I got to get around this guy.
And he's going to try it on the outside, maybe trying to set him up here a little bit. But no dice.
Yeah, I think what killed him there was that lap car being there on the outside as he was trying to make that pass. If he was able to come out to that wall, he'd be able to probably tuck underneath the 33 there and really make that move. But he's going to try to stick his nose there going into the corner. And
couldn't quite get there.
Not going to get there. Great battle right now between these two.
Yeah, like I said, best battle on the track right now. Everybody else is starting to kind of spread out, and now he'll finally get that inside line Let's see if he can complete this pass, because the more they stay side by side, just the further and further Timothy Latham goes, because he's got a good big amount up there.
Yeah, and Scott Healy, this is a tough pass to make. You're on that bottom and you're trusting that top guy. They're going to give you a little bit of room, knowing that apron's so dangerous. So you're hesitant to get all the way to the bottom. And great move there, making it clean.
Yep, so Scott Healy moves into 4th position. He's going to try to track down Mitch Rowell now. But up front, Timothy Latham, 1.8 seconds still. So still doing a great job out there, not burning up his tires, but not giving up any position either.
Yeah, he's just Sunday evening drive, man. He's just hoping that this thing stays green and just counting down the laps. He's got 17 to go, and really just been a dominant performance all night for him. And hats off to him. He's able to complete this and get this done. Get this win.
I mean, hats off to everybody out there. I mean, we had a bunch of cautions right there in the very beginning. Everybody thought that this would be a caution fest, and then all of a sudden they start kind of getting into their groove, and they've been really, really safe drivers out there ever since.
Yeah, and I think also the guys that started in the back that were a little bit faster and kind of figured out what they had, they worked their way up to the front. So the patience level has gone up, and that has turned into great racing.
Yeah, literally only one car in this entire top 10 that started in the top 10, and that is Adam Pettit. He started in 7th, and now he is in 9th. And so really that was kind of the strategy of the day, is work your way up through the pack and don't start in the front.
Yeah, and so many people put so much premium on those, qualifying positions. Obviously, it's less cars you have to pass, but, majority of guys that are really, really fast at qualifying typically struggle in the long runs. But, these guys have worked their way up to the front, and Timothy Latham's proven that he's the best driver out here tonight.
Yeah, but the lead is down to 1.3 seconds now, so looks like Timothy might have had a little bit of trouble getting around a couple of those lap cars. And now Gabriel Ellison only 1.3 seconds behind.
Yeah, and even though they're so much slower than you, it's all about when you catch them, because if you catch them on the exit, it's really, really going to hurt you. But if you catch them, kind of set them up and be patient getting around them, you can make it really quick. But hopefully it didn't hurt him too bad. If it's down to 1.3 seconds, we'll see if it's able to shrink it or if he's able to expand that lead back.
Yeah, Mitch Rowell not too far behind second place here. And then you got Scott Healy about a second behind Mitch Rowell. So these top three have really broken away.
Yeah, it's kind of fallen down to a 3-horse race. These two are able to get, I wouldn't be surprised if these two get together and start drafting and try to get up there or something, because Timothy Latham's just holding his own right now.
Yeah, Jay Gimble and Kyle Spees side by side. Jay looks like he will take that position away, so he will move to 15th position as he tries to work his way back up after all those blinking issues.
Yeah, and he was actually also the last car to pit, so he's on the freshest tires right now on the track, and some of these passes are going to be a little bit easier for him just because of some of these guys staying out and being on 30, 40 laps of tire.
Best race on the track right now. Here we go. 3 cars, just nose to tail.
Oh, yeah, and it's about to be a 4th as Ryan Ducombe comes into the picture as well. Great battle right now. Adam Pettit sitting in the middle right there being patient. And Ryan Ducombe hopefully able to hold these guys off, as he's one of our Xfinity guys.
Yeah, one car we haven't even talked about all night, and the number 29 of Ira Kohlhaas, but quietly having a really good evening. Started off in 19th position, up in 11th position now.
Oh, yeah. Anytime you can come up here and battle for a top 10, it's a great night, especially with where he started, kind of mid-pack and with all those incidents. And able to keep his car running and keep it clean and still be here is pretty impressive.
Yeah, up a little further, up in 8th position, Ryan Ducombe. And he is about to become under fire from Brad Herman.
Oh, yeah, and he knows once Herman gets inside that those other 2 cars are going to get underneath him as well. So a little bit of pressure here for Ryan Ducombe. We'll see how he handles it.
Yeah, Brad Herman with 5-lap fresher tires than Ryan Ducombe. So he should have the ability to get by him here. And again, Ryan Ducombe, you've seen it all night long. Very respectful driver. Doesn't want to cause any trouble out there, but also nice and fast as well.
Oh, yeah, he's had a great run tonight. And, if these guys are able to get by him, hey, you ran up top 10 all night, so you know that you can compete with these guys. But we've seen the difference with 5-lap bull tires. It's a matter of how much Ryan Ducombe's been able to save here towards the end with 9 laps to go.
Jay Gimble now getting underneath Steve Drewen from Kmr Warrior Racing, and he will take that 14th position away, and now he's going to start working on Jacob Smith in the number 11 car.
Yeah, and again, you see those fresher tires, that's probably a 10-lap difference there between him and Jacob Smith, and I expect to make this pass here and move up into 13th and try to track those guys down that we were following earlier.
Yeah, and he is just trying to figure out which way he wants to go with it. He's going to dive down to the inside and take that position away from Jacob Smith, likely in the next turn.
Yeah, and expect Drewen to come in here and take this position away as well as he peeks inside.
Yeah, and that's kind of the name of the game. When somebody's passing, definitely get down there with them so that way you can pass as well. But Steve Drewen did not make that finish there. He didn't pass when he could have there, I don't believe.
Yeah, the 87 car got underneath him and he kind of lost his run. But Jay Gimble moving up to the front here in 13th and trying to track down those cars ahead of him.
Yeah, now that 87 car, that's Chad Wampler. He is a lap down, so he is not part of that car. Actually, 2 laps down, I apologize. So he's not really a part of that race for position, but still out there racing hard.
Absolutely, and a great driver, just unfortunate. Probably got caught up in a couple of those accidents earlier, but we know he'll bounce back next week in Kentucky because that's just the kind of driver he is. As Mitch Rowell looking to the inside of Ellison, trying to take away second place and possibly have enough time to go down and chase Latham. Yeah,
this battle heating up, and really right now it's about getting some position just in case there is a caution.
Absolutely. You never know when it's going to fly, so they know it's 6 laps to go. Rolo said, hey, it's go time, and putting a little bit of pressure here on Ellison.
David Duke having some more trouble back here.
Hopefully able to keep it off the track and keep it straight.
Yeah, not really sure what happened there, but
just not the kind of night that R2d2 Motorsports expected coming into the season. And they'll go back to the drawing board and have a great week next week in Kentucky.
Well, Timothy Latham coming around to the start-finish line for 4 laps to go, and he is on lock.
Man, I'm telling you, being out front with this many laps to go, knowing, hey, I'm on these older tires and those guys are back there battling for second, you almost tend to relax, but right now it's probably the most intense that he's been in that car all night.
Well, Gabriel Ellison has dropped it down to just over a second.
Yeah, and these 2 cars were originally battling for the position, but now they've gotten straightened out. And I'm telling you now that draft is pulling because these cars depend so much on draft. And I would not be shocked if they get up there and possibly get to his bumper for that last lap pass.
3 laps to go. It's going to be tough for them to do that. There's going to have to be a lap car that slows down Latham or something. But I don't know. Just like that, they just cut off another 10th really quickly.
Yeah, as Latham gets kind of out of the groove and kind of exits kind of high there for Chicago. As you see it drop just a little bit more, we'll see if these guys are able to catch him as they're going to come around here 3 or 4 with 2 laps to go.
It's still maintaining that 0.8 of a second lead. And so now it is Latham's to lose.
Yeah, he's going to be on cruise control as they drop it down to just under 0.8 of a second. I think they just ran out of time here. But, hey, hats off to them for trying to make it close at the end.
Yep, Latham going down the backstretch as we're about to get into turns 3 and 4 now. Ellison has cut it down to 0.6 of a second now.
Oh, what a move would it be and a heartbreak for Latham if he was to come all the way back around this and not be the lead lap car when that checker flag drops, as he sees Ellison getting a little bit bigger in his mirror as he takes the white flag.
I don't think they're going to have enough time to get there, as Latham now knows that his car can make it the entire way, and so he is definitely going to be punching the gas.
Absolutely, as he's going to come around down the backstretch for the final time. And going into 3 and 4, you're just sitting here thinking, hey, hit your marks, don't do anything crazy, and bring this win home. And what a way to kick off the season for 2021, as Timothy Latham will take the checkered flag for Filthy 5 Motorsports. Say it with me, Sean.
Just plain filthy.
Absolutely great race for Timothy Latham.
So Timothy Latham will take first, Gabriel Ellison second, Mitch Rolo third, Scott Healy with a great run from 40th position all the way up to 4th. Aaron Davidson in 5th, Curtis Young 6th, Oscar Jensen rounds out your payout in 7th.
My man took 36 spots up to 4th, man. What a great run, man. And then Latham with just a dominant performance tonight, man. Hats off to him. And all of 55 tonight. They had a great run.
And his teammate Oscar Jensen will come up and give him a congratulatory bump there. And here we go. Getting a good burnout. And Timothy Latham is always good for a good burnout, that's for sure.
Absolutely. He's excited there. Just the perfect way to kick off his season. And looking for redemption for this year. Trying to get that championship.
And Timothy Latham earns the burnout. Gets a good one, and it looks like his teammates might get involved here as well. You see the 48 of Brandon Browning. You see Bobby Brill cutting through the grass there. You saw Oscar Jensen start up with him as well. So definitely well-deserved, as we will take a look and see what our results look like for the night. And here we go. So Timothy Latham from 55 Motorsports in 1st. Gabriel Ellison from H2k Motorsports in 2nd. Mitch Rollo from R2d2 Motorsports in 3rd. Scott Healy from Rowell Smith Racing in 4th. Aaron Davidson from R2d2 Motorsports in 5th.
In 6th place, Curtis Young, independent out of Canada in 19. In 7th place, Oscar Jensen for 55 Motorsports. In 8th, Ryan Ducombe, who's an independent from the Xfinity Series. Great run for him. And in 9th, Brad Herman from Bronco Motorsports. And in 10th, my owner and friend, Adam Pettit for Red Racing.
Yep, Ira Kohlhaas in 11th for Team SRN. You got Brandon Key in 12th from Rev Racing. Had a horrible start to the race, but really brought it back. Jay Gimble up in 13th for Bronco Motorsports. Jacob Smith in 14th for Royal Smith Racing. And then Steve Drewen with the one-car team from Kmr Warrior Racing up in 15th.
16th, Kyle Spees, 55. 17th was Dean Brummett for Rowell Smith Racing. And 18th, Danny Dow for Red Racing. And Greg Joyner came home in 19th as an independent. And Brandon Browning rounding out the top 20 for 55 Motorsports.
All right, well, let's see if we can't get some interviews here. Let's see if we can't start off with Mitch Rollo, who took our 3rd position. Hey, Mitch, this is Sean and Byron up in the booth. How's it going, man?
Going awesome. How are you guys doing up here?
Doing good, man. What a great run for you, starting off in 24th position, ending up with a podium.
It was a rough qualifying attempt for sure. I've never really been able to qualify in these cars, but always seem to do okay in the race. So it was fun tonight. It was fun going from mid-pack to top 3. I think I had a shot to win if we win another maybe 10 laps or so. But all in all, it was a good race, and I had lots of fun out there.
Now, Mitch, unfortunately, great for you. You came home in 3rd, but your other teammates for R&D kind of struggled tonight, getting caught up in a couple of wrecks. You brought them home, though, in 3rd. What are you going to bring to Kentucky next week with your team? Kind of having an off night that you were not used to seeing.
Yeah, it was a rough night for Boyles and Duke and Rutherford and Jordan there. So next week we'll come back stronger. We'll have a good team effort and hopefully we can get all of us in the top 5. That would be pretty sweet to get an all top 5 R&D. But it's first race of the season. Still working the jitters out. We'll get her done.
Now, being the first race of the season, what did you see out there that you didn't see in the preseason? What any specific drivers, any specific strategies that you saw that either surprised you or really didn't surprise you?
I didn't get a lot of pre-races or preseason races under my belt. So I didn't really get to know the guys all that well preseason, but seems like a good fun group to race with. There's lots of aggressive guys out there tonight, though, but I assume as the season goes on, we'll tone that down a little bit and get a little more green flag running in. But all in all, it was good, and seems like a good group of guys.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's a great group, and you're right up there towards the top of it with a 3rd place finish. Congratulations on that, and we'll definitely see you next week at Kentucky as we go into week 2.
Thank you, Sean.
All right, buddy. Take care. All right, so let's see if we can't get Gabriel Ellison from H2k Motorsports. And again, H2k is the team that we talked about that needed kind of a revival this season, and what a great way to start that revival here. Hey, Gabriel, this is Byron and Sean up in the booth. How's it going, buddy?
Good. How you guys doing?
Man, great finish. We enjoyed watching the end of that race, and we were thinking if you just had a few more laps, you had a shot at it.
Yeah, maybe. It was he was up there. He was really hard to run down. I don't know if it's an aero deal or if he's just really, I'm sure he's really quick, but yeah, huge props to Latham there for putting the gap on me like that. I had some issues with some lap cars. I think it was probably my fault. I tapped the car in the pits, but there was no way I was recovering from that, I don't think. But great run to Latham there.
Well, I mean, you came home with a podium tonight, and I look down the list and don't see any H2k Motorsports here. So, as in the top 20, what can you bring to your team next week? As far as you had a great finish, and your guys didn't really have that great of a night outside of you. What can you bring to your team in Kentucky and kind of bring those guys along?
I don't. I think those guys had some pretty bad luck with some incidents. The mile and a halves are definitely my best top of track though, but I know that some of those guys are pretty good on the mile and a halves also. So I think it's just wreck avoidance more than anything. A lot of it's wrong place, wrong time. First race of the season, there's going to be a lot of early incidents, and they just kind of got caught up in them.
Well, now that you've got this first race under your belt, what do you see for yourself going on the rest of the season? Are you really going to be pushing hard for these wins, or are you willing to just kind of hang back and just be consistent?
I'm not too aggressive, but I'm going to try to win as much as possible because it's not fun if you're just riding around and riding around in midfield. So anytime I can get up front and go for it, I'm going to.
Good deal, man. Well, we enjoyed watching it tonight. Great run for H2k Motorsports. Great run for yourself. Good start to the season, and now you're well on your way as we head into Kentucky for week number 2.
I appreciate it, man.
All right, have a great night.
Thanks, y'all too.
All right, and let's see if we can get the man of the hour up here, Timothy Latham. And I do call him the man of the hour because he was pretty much up front for an entire hour or maybe even more. So, hey, Timothy, this is Sean and Byron up in the booth. How's it going, man?
It's going pretty good. How's it going for you guys?
Doing great, man. So you started it off right for Filthy 5, and we said the saying right when you cross the finish line, just plain filthy. Great drive for you. What did you see out there?
I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of cautions in the first half. I really enjoyed that long green flag run there we had at the end, and I appreciate those guys for not getting into each other too hard. But yeah, we had a good run. There's a few restarts there where I just got a pretty good jump on those guys. Was able to take it 3 wide a few times and get some positions, and just worked my way from 14th to the front and didn't look back since.
Timothy, you took that lead and really never gave it back outside of, a few crossover moves that you were able to make, the next turn. What does this say for yourself tonight and moving forward as far as the rest of the season? And do you see yourself, picking up and, being that guy that leads this whole league and you're the guy to beat?
Well, that's what I'm hoping for. Obviously, you want to win as many races as you can. And like Sean said, we're starting off great, starting off with a win. I believe our team may be in the points lead right now too for the team championship. So we're starting off good. Hopefully we can stay up there, win the driver and team championship this year.
Yeah, 4 cars in the top 20. The only one outside the top 20 was Bobby Brill in 27th. But really a great run for all 5 of you. So with so much talent on the team, how do you guys mesh together?
We mesh together really good. A lot of guys say that egos don't really mesh well together, but really none of us have any egos. We're a good group of talented guys, and we get along well. And I know if we're around each other, we're going to take it a little bit easy on each other. We're not going to race each other too hard. So we're actually working together pretty well as a team.
Well, man, is there anybody that you'd like to thank before we send you back to celebrate the rest of the night?
Yeah, of course. I'd like to thank you guys for putting us on. It's a great broadcast as always. I want to thank my team for helping with practice the whole week. And I just want to thank everyone out there watching. It's probably a good show there. And we'll go get them next week.
All right, buddy. Well, you have a great night. Congratulations on a week 1 win. We will see you next week at Kentucky.
All righty. See you then.
Take care.
Thank you.
All right. So, Byron, what did we learn today?
Man, patience pays off. Timothy Latham, I believe, took control of that race and really never gave it up after the cautions got up. But next week going into Kentucky, difficult track. 3 and 4 is pretty tough. But I think the race is going to be won and lost in 3 or 4 next week. So can't wait to get there and see these guys work their magic.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Patience is the key, and I think any of these drivers that watch this race back again, all they have to do is look at that top 10. Out of that top 10, only one of them started off in the top 10. And so that just means be patient, work your way up through the pack, and hey, that's when you can call up Kane Cook and figure out how to be a hard charger.
Absolutely, and great run from these guys in the top 10. Adam Pettit, the only car that stayed there. So great run for him for Red Racing. And, overall, these guys moved to the front because they were patient. And that's what it came down to. Until these guys get comfortable around each other, that's probably going to be the story of the year until these guys get used to being around each other.
Well, they're going to have some more chances to do that as next week we head to Kentucky for the Bluegrass 200. And so you were saying that the win's going to come off of turns 3 and 4.
Oh yeah, absolute. It's pretty much the complete opposite of Texas, is the way I've heard it described. Texas, you're letting off in 1 and 2, and Kentucky, you're letting off in 3 and 4. But these guys are going to be going fast. It's going to come down to, I think, field mileage race. It's one of those races that tend to lean that way. So I'm excited. Can't wait.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a fantastic race. But we also go to Kentucky for the Truck Series, which is our very next broadcast, which is Wednesday, January 14th. So this coming Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. Central. So we're going to see Byron and the rest of the truck drivers out there tearing it up on Kentucky at Kentucky Speedway.
Yeah, I'm excited. Can't wait. Hopefully everybody that's watching tonight comes back out and tell your friends and bring more people to watch. But Kentucky, one of my favorite tracks, man. Cannot wait to get out there. We got some special things going on this week for Red Racing. So really, really excited about this race.
Well, definitely come back and watch that race with us Wednesday, January 14th at 9:30 p.m. Central. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, so that way you can see us when we go live, because we are going to be having a great time with it. But as always, my name is Sean Griffith with Byron McDonald. Just remember, go faster.